Hello and welcome to today's edition of Route 664, The Road to Human Kindness. I'm your host, Les Winston, and we are the program that's dedicated to teaching you about 664 and social charity and how it can benefit the community by supporting nonprofit organizations that do all of the good work that nonprofit organizations do. 501c3 charitable organizations work for the public's benefit, and they're supported by public contributions, which are tax deductible. The Endow American Network Foundation is a 501c3 organization, and it is a tax deductible contribution to help our organization do what we're doing. We want to spread the word about 664. We want to spread the word about social charity. We believe in the theory of social charity, which is that 664 equals E squared. Sounds a little complicated, but it's really not. It's all about how you create two endowments. E is endowment. So E squared means we create one endowment for the individual. That endowment is created through that individual's charitable contributions to a pooled income fund or a charitable gift annuity or to a charitable remainder trust. And then that money is used to create income for that individual, to support that individual for the rest of their life if they want, and they can also pass that income on to others. In addition to getting the income, they get a tax deduction for making the gift, and they have secured a very substantial future benefit for themselves. At the end of life, that money is then directed by them into the community to serve whatever nonprofit organizations they care about. However, they feel their nonprofit will help the community, whether it's a hospital, whether it's about pets, whether it's about any form of social service that's necessary that needs to be provided in the community. It can be provided more effectively by the 501c3 organizations in our communities, much better than having it come down from a federal source. And it also helps us to reduce the federal deficit. It does that by increasing the amount of money that is in the private sector, in the charitable sector, and reducing the burden on government. So we hope that we can reduce the federal debt by this program by using social charity and Section 664 of the tax code. If you don't understand what this is all about, I understand that. If you're questioning where this is coming from, it's all coming from the tax code, which was created in 1969, which in the infinite wisdom of the United States Congress, they made it available to us. They wanted to build the charitable wealth. So in supporting nonprofit organizations, there are a lot of choices. One of the interviews I did a few weeks ago was the Hunger Project. The Hunger Project was about helping solve world hunger, helping to teach people living in places where they haven't had the opportunity to get agrarian education, to help them have a way to grow their food and to become more self-sufficient. And that helps the entire world. And that's a huge project. And then we also talk about smaller projects, about personal issues that there are reasons why people set up a memorial foundation for someone that they love that they lost. There are a lot of different reasons why people create nonprofit organizations to help support what they care about. The issue of how you build the charitable wealth in the country. So Congress said, let's make a bargain with the people. If we give them lower taxes while they're alive, and they will promise to do something at their demise, this would generate larger contributions and build a charitable wealth on a much substantial basis. They did that in 1969, and since then, very little of that has occurred. And the reason is because people think it's very complicated. And it is in a way, but it's not any more complicated than a 401k or a 529, and people know what those are. They know what 1031 exchanges are. Those are all sections of the tax code that people are familiar with because they've heard it and they've seen it in publications or they've been told about it. We're also helping to spread the word amongst not only nonprofit organizations, but also amongst the public. We want the public at large to understand how to use these devices. And we also want to educate advisors. In the meantime, we do have a radio station that is Route 664. If you go to route664.org, you'll be able to listen to all of the things that we're doing with regard to promoting 664 and promoting the social charity agenda, as well as promoting human kindness and love and happiness and making you feel better about things in general. And that's what the station is all about. Here's that promo.
Do you suffer from high cholesterol, headaches, anxiety, depression, sleep disorders, hormone imbalances, ADHD, or any other condition that's disrupting your quality of life? With the Body Chem program, you can feel better than you have in years. We'll test you for nutritional and chemical imbalances and design a specific dietary plan for your individual needs. Everything we do is natural, and you won't be subjected to invasive procedures and harsh pharmaceuticals. When you're healthy, you're happy. Why wait? Call today.
We've got best-selling authors.
You are going to start to uncover all the layers that are covering your genius.
Leadership experts.
We have structured a mastermind program that is very unusual and it is very powerful.
Robin Sharma at noon.
Your creativity will soar, your productivity will be epic, your impact will be legendary, you will be the best in the business, and you will not only achieve remarkable things, but you're going to feel sunsets. You'll feel a connection to people. You'll feel for what's going on in the world, and that will make you a world changer in your own unique way.
Robin Sharma at noon at 4 p.m.
It's a
Blaine Bartlett.
Exploration of what it takes to be a highly effective leader in today's fast-changing environment.
Best-selling author, executive, and leadership coach.
And if you've been liking what you've been listening to on the Soul of Business podcasts, how does one become a leader that can keep connection to the soul of business?
Blaine Bartlett at 4 p.m.
Look forward to seeing you there.
At Route664.org. This is Route 664 Radio.
Hi, I am Anna, an artificial intelligent avatar for the World Happiness Fest. Let's be happiness together. What makes you be? We all strive to make sense of our life, our reason for being. During the World Happiness Fest this year, we will explore our purpose and how we can create new narratives to rise. What is your story to share with the world? We want to know it. Remember that be is the new way to be.
So, and that's part of listen, government is designed to do certain things, and they feel that there's a way to protect people, and sometimes it gets a little bit out of hand. So I think the important thing that I want to stress is that you as an individual have the right and power to make changes and to attempt to make changes as you see that they're necessary. And so people like Dahlia who feel who are very, very strongly about an issue, the way that they support the issue is they can create a nonprofit organization and pursue the ways necessary to try and change things. So, but that's what we're all about. That's what Endow America Network Foundation is about, because it is endowing America, and everything that is supported by the 501c3 organizations, the nonprofit organizations, the public nonprofit organizations that do the work that they're supposed to do. And that's in every different area. It can be in childcare, it can be in adult care, it can be in healthcare, it can be in any other services that the community can provide. When it's done that way, when you have an endowment that has been created to support a nonprofit organization, that endowment throws enough income to pay the budget of the nonprofit organization. So the nonprofit organization, the charity, can do the work that the charity is designed to do in the community and do it effectively. And the reason it becomes more effective is because they don't have to constantly raise money. Nonprofit organizations are just that. They're not working on profit. They don't sell a product to get income to use to run the nonprofit organization, but they do have expenses. There's the normal expenses of any business, and they are devoting that to serving the public. So if they're devoting that to serving the public and not for their own profit, they need to be supported. And that was the thought behind Section 664 and the other sections that gave us the pooled income funds and the charitable gift annuities, in addition to the child remainder trusts. And those sections of the tax code were created so that we would build more money in endowment for nonprofit organizations to be able to support themselves and sustain the work that they do without having to constantly raise money. The way that a lot of them raise money today is through grants, and those grants, a lot of them come from government, which is kind of an oxymoron. Why is government supporting non-governmental organizations? And this is the theory, this is where the theory of social charity comes in, that helping people create an endowment for themselves is an act of love for the person for themselves. And the second act is when they are gone, they're going to pass that on to the community that they want to serve, that they feel serves the community, the nonprofit that serves the community the best in their mind, whatever it is that they want to support. By doing that, we create endowment. And the reason why it becomes easier to create that endowment is because the way that these tools are, these devices were created, were to generate larger gifts of non-cash assets, actually, non-cash assets. Charity can be a lot of different things. You can see somebody, a panhandler, and give a panhandler $1. That's charity, that's philanthropy, it's helping somebody, whatever way that is. You can send money to the Red Cross, you can send money to nonprofit organizations that you choose. That's also a way of giving, and it's perfectly fine. That's what we're talking about. That's also philanthropy. Volunteering is also philanthropy. If you volunteer to do something for somebody in an organization and you're doing it to benefit the organizations, to benefit the public, that's also philanthropy. Then there's the philanthropy that has to do with planned philanthropy. Planned philanthropy is when you are using and planning much bigger gifts in the form of non-cash assets. And that can be a residence, it can be a business, it can be stocks, it can be a collection, it can be anything that is appraisable. If it can be appraised for tax purposes, then it can be gifted as a charitable contribution. And when you do that, you are able to save significant taxes if that property had a capital gain attached to it. A lot of the wealthy people in the country, the ultra wealthy in the country, have been using these devices forever. They don't generally pay capital gains tax. They pay less income tax. They generally don't have an estate tax. And the reason is that they had advisors, and they have had advisors who've told them how to use these sections of the tax code that were put there to be used, and to how to use them effectively and legally, and to appropriately help yourself save tax dollars and to increase the back or maximize the assets that you have. So when we're approaching this kind of planned philanthropy, it needs to be done with some knowledge of what the individual is all about. And that's why we want to teach advisors how to utilize these sections of the tax code so they can help more people do this effectively and correctly. The Honorable Learned Hand, in one of his decisions, he was at appellate court, just said that you're not duty bound to pay the most that the law extracts. You have the right and privilege to reduce your taxes as much as possible. And he also said that there are two taxpayers in the country, the informed and the uninformed. So this is a piece of the current Internal Revenue Code, which if you don't know about it, you're uninformed. So this program and everything that we're doing with Endow America Network Foundation and everything that we're doing to promote the theory of social charity and to get the concept that you can help the community at large by helping yourself, that's the point of this, the terms we used before, the number 664, just like you know what a 401k is, you should know what a 664 is. A 664 is a good part of the tax code that can be used when you have property that you're going to be liquidating and you have a capital gains tax and you want to avoid the capital gains tax. That's a time to use it. If you want to transition from a stock portfolio to another stock portfolio, if you're looking to increase income, if you're looking to increase the amount that you can leave to your heirs, if you're looking to reduce the amount of taxes that you pay, all of those things are done by utilizing Section 664 and the other social security sections. Now, we call it social security. I get a lot of feedback about that terminology. Some people say it's hard to say, and I'm not sure what it is. What it is, it's a collision of Social Security with charity. And this is what the government gave us. Social Security, government gave us Social Security in 1934. You are required to contribute to Social Security. If you work, you're going to take part of your paycheck is going to go to Social Security. And with Social Security, you can know that you're going to have an income that's been promised by the federal government. That's a very substantial promise. And That's why Social Security is as powerful and as important as it is. But it's also not sufficient in a lot of instances because it only does a certain amount and you don't have any particular control over it. And the other thing is that with Social Security, you can contribute all of your life. And if you're single and you pass away one day after you could receive your maximum Social Security monthly benefit, whatever you put in all those years is gone. You don't have the power to direct that. That's the difference between Social Security and social charity, the blending of the charitable and the charitable side of this. Because with social charity, if you did the same thing you do with Social Security, you take a portion of your income every year and you put it into a social charity device, or as you are going through your life experiences, you can take pieces of property that you own that you are successful. You buy stock that was a successful buy. You buy real estate that was successful. And what I mean by successful, it means that you've earned something with it, that you've got a capital gain that's attached to it. And now you want to liquidate that property. You want to make a change in that. You can put that into your Social Charity account. And your Social Charity account can be many different accounts. It doesn't have to be one account. It can be 20 accounts. Each one may have a different purpose. You may have a situation where you have a gift that you want to do over a period of time. You may want to make a gift after it goes from you to your children, and then your children would make the gift. We also use donor-advised funds as the end recipient in the event that you don't know where you want that money to go in terms of the charitable entity that you want to support. You can put it into a donor-advised fund and leave your children to distribute that as they see fit, or your grandchildren. Think about it from this perspective. If you look at Social Security, there's no legacy left behind with Social Security. With Social Charity, you do get a legacy left behind. So we're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Just want to tune out the world and relax? Then you've come to the right place. At Route664.org, we've got great music that will keep you entertained for hours and uplifting conversation that will make you feel good about yourself and the world. So come on in and take a load off. We won't judge here. Route664.org.
So this conversation that we're having right now with regard to how Section 664 works, Social Charity, Social Security, it's a big conversation, and we're attempting to do something that's very important and very big, and on a national scale, and a worldwide scale, actually, because any nonprofit organization can utilize what we're doing. We want to help nonprofit organizations increase their endowment and we want to show them how we can help them do that without, doesn't cost them anything. It's all, we're a 501c3 organization. This is a nonprofit organization designed to help spread the word about 664 and plan giving, and helping nonprofit organizations utilize plan giving arrangements, because in a lot of instances, nonprofit organizations spend most of their time to raise current money and they don't create endowment. And we want to create endowment in the nonprofits. The other thing that we want to get to explain more about to advisors is the knowledge that if they're advising people in areas that have to do with financial planning, or have to do with securing a future, or have to do with even life coaching, all of these things are part and parcel of what we're talking about with regard to the philanthropic, long-term philanthropic planning. Our long-term philanthropic planning makes a person reach we want them to reach their genius. We want them to be able to go up the pyramid of confidence, have confidence over their money, meaning that they know that they have as much income as they need to live on, as they're going to, it's going to always be there. They never have to worry about that going forward. They know what their budget is, they know what their income is, and it matches, and they can do that forever. It's sustainable. And once you have that kind of comfort, knowing that that exists, then you can start to control your time and your relationships. Those are the other two confidence levels. And then you get to spirituality, where you want to help not just yourself, but help other people. And then hopefully you get to your genius, which is at the top of the pyramid, where you are doing something you love to do 24 hours a day, never get tired of, and you can be happy for your lifetime and wake up every morning feeling good about what you're doing. That's a great feeling. And I hope that you, through this process of utilizing something that is very powerful, that's been given to us, the theory of social security, that 664 equals E squared, where you create an endowment for yourself to help you live a better life, and then pass that endowment on to the nonprofit world so that the rest of people can share in that benefit. We call it income for you, benefits for all. That's what social security is. If you want to learn more about what we're doing, we are on social media, and you can find us at socialsecurity.org. That's at Social Security, and that will get you to our social media, and you'll be able to learn more about what we're doing and be part of it. We do want people to become involved, and we are very interested in getting volunteers at every level, every age level. We hope that youngsters will start to take up what we're talking about, 13 and over. If you're over 13 years old and you want to volunteer for something that you think you would enjoy doing, or you want to find out some things you can volunteer for, or find out how you can learn more about what we're doing through apprenticeships and internships, we're more than eager to help you become more proficient in this whole area of planned philanthropy. It's what social security is all about. It's the theory of social security. Create an endowment for yourself and leave that endowment behind to the nonprofit world. So we're very, it's very important for us to get our message across on a continuing basis. And so we have the radio station at 664, around 664.org. And again, our social media at Social Security, Social SE Charity. You can find us on all of the social media platforms. We'll be with you again, same time, same station next week. And hopefully we'll get that interview with Dahlia Cannon straightened out. So thanks for joining us this morning on Route 664, the road to human kindness.